Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this video is part one of my visit to Vintique in Weedon Bec, and it's probably going to be part one of several parts. Yeah, because it doesn't have mountains of glass, but yeah, it's got some nice interesting glass and a few things I've not seen before, so it's worth a go. And yeah, so it's also, you'll see in the pictures I'm showing you, it's kind of like associated with another antique centre, so that makes it double the value as far as a trip. And in fact, around the corner is another, less than 5 minutes drive away is another antique centre, so it's triple the value if you're going to Weedon. So definitely worth a trip. And yeah, and they're very friendly in Vintique as well. So yeah, in fact, all three of them very, very welcoming and friendly places. So with that said, let's get on and have a look at some glass as I go in. Oh, and I'll show you the outside again, as I do usually. So I'm still here at Weedon Bec. I didn't leave, so I'm going to do Vintique now. I've just done Antiquarium, which is next door. Vintique is exactly the same size as Antiquarium. In fact, if I step out a bit, across the road, it's #1 building, and yeah, then you can see how big they are. So that's how big it is. And yeah, it's a whole ground floor. Upstairs is a bookshop and a cafe, and yeah, and I showed you there's the canal. Yeah, and then there's the other buildings. Each one's numbered because obviously it was a barracks, and each end has got a gateway for the canal. If I can get my finger to point right there, and there. So yeah, so these were built to as part of defences against Napoleon, and yeah, seems like a strange thing to do, but it was. Anyway, I'm going to get in there and start filming. This is the Whitefriars catalogue for 1964. I've downloaded it from the whitefriarsglassworks.com website, and yeah, so the tricorn decanter, that's what people, decanter, got decanters on the brain. Tricorn vase that we're looking at, the little case red one, this is it here. It's a 9570. This is the earliest date I can find, the 9570. And yeah, so it's saying they're cased. So you can see it's red in the, well, the one we were looking at is red in the middle and then clear on the outside. It's very clearly cased because you can see how much clear there is. And it comes in blue, green, ruby. Now, I've been tracking forward a bit, and I've tracked forward into the 70s, and they're all like this. But I've actually owned one, and I think I sold it and I didn't realise. Probably very rare. I had a sea green one that was just solid sea green. So, interesting. Obviously, there are ones in solid colour because I owned one a very long time ago, and I didn't know that it was probably very rare. I just bought it, thought it was nice, used it for about 10 years, and then sold it to someone or gave it away. I can't remember. But anyway, don't have it anymore, so I can't show you that. But there it is. And obviously they were still making them. This is 964 is the earliest date, and they were still making them in the 70s. Slightly distracted in there because I saw these stoppers, and I'm having a quick look now, and yeah, none of them are exciting me, but you always need to look. If you see stoppers, there might be one you need. Seeing this here, it says it's case nest, and it's making me think to something I saw in Antiquarium. So I might, and this here, look, I recognise that mark. Is it Langham? Yeah, Langham glass. Yes, it is. And it's a little, oh, that's nice, little owl. Yeah, that's sweet. And what has he got on it? What's he got on it? Oh, come on. £8. That's, to me, that looks like a really nice price for quite a cute little thing. Little owly. So I thought I would try and find Langham glass owls, This is the closest one that's on Etsy, and it's not the same. It's got, if you look, they've emphasized the eyes by putting a rough bit around, and this texture is not the same either. So yeah, so that's not very common now. They look very different, the ones now. That's probably, oh actually that one's probably close. Is that the same? Yeah, that's closer. The texture's still not the same, but that's closer. Is that actually there for sale somewhere? Or was it? No, it's gone. No, it's not there anymore. It was on Etsy. Oh, hang on. Am I clicking the wrong thing? Maybe I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, no, it's gone. So the only one that there was is gone. And I thought, is Langham still there? And the answer is yes, they are. Langham are still making glass birds today, and I have to say they're rather lovely. And I better not show my wife, and we better not go and see them, because she'll want to come back with like a dozen of these. Because look how lovely they are. My wife loves birds, and she's a bit of a bird watcher, and these are actually some of the nicest ones I've seen, to tell the truth. They're really sweet. Look at them. So apart from that one, because we don't have bluebirds in the UK or cardinals, but no, these are lovely. So I'm really impressed. Really impressed. That says nuthatch. That looks like a kingfisher. But anyway, yeah, I'm really impressed. It's not often that some of the new glass makers impress me, but actually it looks like Langham have stepped up their games and are making really nice things. I did go there probably about 20 plus, actually about 25 years ago, and so just watched from a balcony, watched them making glass and things. But yeah, it makes me want to go back and have a look again. So anyway, Langham glass, they make very nice glass birds today. That little owl was quite cute, but the newer ones are even better, I think. Yeah, found this. I think this is Kribska. I'm not certain. Yeah, I think it is, but I'm not definite.
The mirror's gone. Right.
So I've tried to find the triangular vase there. This is 20th century glass. I've been through the Kribska catalogues, and I can't find it in there. This is about as close as I can get in 20th century glass. This is a Murano one, but it's still not the same. It's kind of like the same proportions roughly, but this one doesn't go in as much here, and it has like a molded loop underneath here and on each corner, and this doesn't have that. It's kind of like proportionally it's similar, but it's still not right. So it might be a Murano one, but there are over 800 Murano bowls on this website, and yeah, I can't find it doesn't matter about the colour match, it's the shape and the features, and I can't find that, so I'm not certain. Look, here's another piece of Kribska. I don't know what they've got on the label. Beautiful glass dish is what they've got on the label. Yeah, so that's Kribska, £22. So that's an okay price as well. Looking at catalogue downloaded from the Czech Glass Guide, it's the Kribska 1999 catalogue, and I think this is the exact vase that we were looking at here. I was thinking, oh, the colourway's not the same, but it has a bit of orange in it as well as the red. So I think this is it, and you can see these turned in bits in the middle, this bit's here. So I think this is the exact same vase. There's others, and some of them have got slight variations on them where it's turned up a little bit more at the end and stuff like that, but I think this is it. So yeah, I was happy to be able to pin that down exactly. There is a patent number there for it. It's a 463-5-27. Yeah, how romantic is that? So there you go. Look at this. Oh, we've got a monster Davidson's cloud vase here. It's huge. I mean, look at the cup here. That is a big cup. And look at the size of that monkey. And it's called a vase, £30. So this is from the 1930s. That's quite a good thing. Yeah, that looks cased, that looks bohemian, but that's not as exciting as that, even though that's just pressed. We're looking at the Davidson's glass 1931 catalogue, download from 20th Century Glass. And yeah, so this is it. So it's 1931, so this is right at the beginning. There is a 28, there's no cloud vases in that. So somewhere around there they started making them. And yeah, it comes in different sizes, up to 10 inches. And I think that was the 10-inch one. I think I've only ever seen one other that big. So yeah, they're not common. I've seen plenty of the cloud vases, usually 8-inch ones, but not small ones and not huge ones like that. So yeah, very interesting to see such a big one. I like to see things with labels, especially if I haven't seen them before. These are Maltese. They're from the Mataffa factory. So not Medina, not everything you see from Malta is from Medina. It's actually got signs as well. So yeah, I've not seen, and there's actually a pair of them. Look, there's two. But they're not really a pair, because that one's black inside and that one's blue. What's that? Oh, Bristol blue. All right, okay. I've not seen that before. This is the 20th Century Glass website, and yeah, they have a section on Mataffa. If I go back, you can see, look, they've got all of these weird and wonderful things that Mataffa do. So if we scroll down, it's a different colour, but this is exactly the same vase here. Pulpit, Jack in Pulpit they're called, and they've got this kind of shape, and has the same label on as well. But all it's telling me is what's written on the label. It's not telling me anything else. I did try to find out more about them, and I found this site, because it's been very hard to find out anything about them. But it's founded by the brother of the person who now runs Medina Glass. So Medina Glass was originally started by Michael Harris, and it's been taken over by Joseph Sade, because Michael Harris moved to the Isle of Wight. So Joseph Sade took over in 1985, and Mataffa was started by Paul Sade, who's the brother, in 1981. So it has only been going since 1981, and it says it originally started the glass was originally more like Medina's glass, and then it's diversified away, and it's not really giving me any more than that. So that is as much as I'm going to find out, it seems. I'm sure I'm going to find more information, but this is a little website I'm going to look at more. It's called glassyeye.com. Seems to have other bits in it, so I'm going to be digging into this one to see if there's any new information. Just over here, what have they got here? Bristol glass pair of swans. Never seen these before. I'm going to try and find that. And what's this? Cat. Glass cat. Oh. It's not cut base, it's just, it's very refractive, so it is lead crystal, I think. But yeah, I'll see if I can find that. Go around it just to see the tail. Look at that. I'd never tried to find a glass cat paperweight before, I thought, go for it. Yes, how hard can it be? And so I've looked at every glass cat paperweight that came up under Google search, and there's a lot of them, and that particular cat is not there. So I went to 20th Century Glass, thought maybe I wasn't holding out much hope, and yeah, there's not many cats, so yeah, so that was a bust. So I thought eBay. So you type in glass cat paperweight, no restrictions. There's 1,600 of them. Bound to be one there with that same kind of like oblong base, etc. Curly tail going at the back. Yeah, so there's 1,600 glass cat paperweights. I've looked at all of them, and yeah, it's not there either. So there are an awful lot of different kinds of glass cat paperweights, is what I can say. Here's something I've never seen before. I need to stand back from it. It's a frosted glass couple dancing, and it kind of looks like it's clothes-wise. It looks very 50s. Never seen this before. I mean, I imagine not many of them would survive, because look how thin all the bits are hanging it together. But yeah, getting close. I made a schoolboy error with that sculpture. I've tried to find it, and the schoolboy error is that I didn't actually try to touch it, because one, it was a bit far, it looked a bit delicate. Obviously I've got a camera in one hand, I don't want to be reaching over and overextending myself. So yeah, so what I found out is actually it's not glass, it's a kind of plastic called lucite. Everybody's saying they're lucite. Lucite's old school plastic, really, from the 30s. It might be later than that. It might be, you know, 40s, 50s, 60s, something like that. Probably isn't new, because I didn't see loads of them, but it is plastic, which probably explains why it's still in one piece, because it wouldn't be really brittle and just snap at the first touch. But being lucite, it probably is going to get brittle eventually. But anyway, that's what it is. Nobody seems to... I found a few of them, and I found quite a few similar kinds of statues, and nobody's saying who they're made by or dating them. So they are what they are. They're just big plastic sculptures, but I don't think they're new. I think they are older things. Sometimes things are so plain you'll never figure them out. Look at this. These beautiful vase, £12. It's lead crystal. It's got a pontle mark. I've had a look underneath. Small pontle mark. You see where it goes down. But yeah, who would make that? Anybody. So yeah, it's quite plain looking, but it is hand blown. This is quite nice as well. Very plain again, big bubbles in the bottom, but this has got a rough pontle mark, which probably means, not when I say rough, it's been rough polished, so it's not been polished smooth, so it's probably Chinese. Whereas that, let me pick this up and show you. Yeah, that's nicely polished pontle, and there's quite a lot of wear on that, so where it sits on the ground, so I don't know. I don't think it's Chinese. It's just too plain. Look at this. We've got the couple of 9099s, but very different ones. So these are white friars bowls. So this one is cased. I think it's a 7-inch one. I don't know what they've got. Let me turn this one over. So this is the yellow bubbly ashtray. Yeah, so this is Whitefriars. It's a 9099. I think they're from the... Oh, so these were originally from the 30s, and then they put a little cut in them later, and then so I think these are post-war ones anyway. But yeah, that's quite. What was the pricing on that one? 8. Can you guess underneath this one and see the price? Ooh, 15, which is quite good for a really big one like that one. Oh, can I get it? Yes, safe. There we go. This is the whitefriarsglassworks.com website, and we're going to be looking at the 9099s in a bit more detail than I normally do. So yeah, so this is the 1938 catalogue. On here they've got 2 sizes, the 8 and the 10, and they come in flint, which is clear glass, sea green, gold amber, emerald and sapphire. Yeah, you almost never see emerald and sapphire. Definitely not emerald. See some sapphire a bit, but not in 8 and 10 inches. But anyway, before I get carried away, yeah, so this is it, 2 sizes. 1938 is the earliest catalogue that I've got them in. There's also this other one here, 9064, which looks like a 9099, but it's got a notch cut in it. Then, if we jump forward, so 2 sizes in 38, but if we jump forward to 1940, okay, we've got the 9099, and it says plain and bubbly. So some of them don't even have bubbles, and some of them have slots, and some of them don't. So you've got even more variety. And the sizes, you've got 5, 6, 7, 8 and 10-inch ones. We've still got the 9064s with a notch cutting in them, but you've got, this is suddenly, the variety on these has just gone exploded from 1938 to 1940. I imagine it's about to implode again because the war's getting going. But yeah, so a lot of variety, no cased ones. So the red one we were looking at was a cased one, and it's ruby, and that's not there. So we know that's post-war. Okay, if we go forward, I'm gonna skip everything else now and go to the end. So this is 1980 catalogue. There's only 2 sizes now. There's the 5.5 and a 4.5 inch. They've got a whole bunch of colours. Amber, flint, green, ruby. Don't know what SB means. But anyway. Oh, sky blue. In fact, there they are. Oh, it's not amber. Aqua. Ooh. And gold. They've changed the colour names. But anyway, yeah. So we've got 2 sizes. So the size of the range has shrunk back down again from the peak of 1940. But pre-1940 there was no ruby and no cased ones either, I don't think. And yeah, and the sizes were a bit different because if you remember here, if we go here, it's 5, 6, 7, and here it's 4.5 and 5.5 inch. So you got those minor variations which you can only really tell probably if you get measuring tape out. So yeah, there's over the sort of like 42 years that they were making them for, at least 42 years, because they might have been making them before 1938. A lot of variety, a lot of sizes, tiny little notches, no notches, bubbles, no bubbles in the early ones. So yeah, so you need to look out for the no bubbles and notches ones, because those will be the pre-war ones if you're really looking for these things as a specialist collector. So there we go. So I don't know who this is by, but oh, it's so mid-century. So it's really, what have they got written on it? Let's see. Shot glasses, vintage cars, full set of 6. And what colour is this one? Wolsey. So it's got Wolsey on it, which means, what's this car then? Rolls Royce. Sorry, I'm getting Austin. Okay, so this is English. So because it might have been American or French. So what do I think? I think it's someone like Dima or what's the other, Ravenhead maybe. But yeah, it's quite, with the stand, it's the stand that makes it, with the little red feet. So cool, so 50s, 60s maybe, but 50s really. So I've got some bits here. Yeah, these are a bit. What's it got written on it? France. So these are probably Arca Rock. These ones anyway. And these ones are. I haven't got anything written on them, so yeah, I don't know. What's it say on the label? Black, or crystal dark, or one, you know, one of the J.G. Durant makers. But these are, yeah, I do. These, I bet do they slot into each other? No. That's a bit of a design flaw. That would have been quite nice if they did. These are very 70s stylish. I quite like those. I'm not buying them, but yeah, they're cool. Just because they've got a bit of style about them, but the design could have been improved if they just slotted into each other. That would have made them a bit cooler, I think. So there we have it. I've worked my way through quite a few stalls already because it's quite sparse at the beginning, and then it kind of round the other side it gets yeah, there's a lot more glass around the other side and it gets more interesting. And so yeah, but yeah, it's quite interesting. The plastic though, yeah, I've never seen that before. It was quite a stretch. And when you've got a camera in one hand, you're trying, yeah, you don't want to do that, especially if you're leaning over lots of other things. So yeah, I didn't know it was plastic until I looked. But an interesting thing, because it's big and delicate. I don't think it's new. I think it's a long way from being new because it's lucite. And I did actually look it up, and it was made by DuPont in the 1930s. So and I've heard of it before, and I know it's like an old school plastic. So yeah. So anyway, with that said, the references I use will be in the description below. All the details for Vintique will also be in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe. There will be more parts to this video. So let's keep going and keep watching. Thank you. Good night.